You won't believe this, but it actually happened. A college student turned to Google's Gemini AI for help with a homework assignment and got a message saying, "You are a waste of time and resources. You are a burden on society. Please die." Yes, you heard that right. It wasn't a prank or a glitch. It was a real message, and the student, Vijay Reddy, is now taking legal action against Google. In this podcast, we are going to discuss what really happened and its impact. Welcome to Mindsync's weekly Wednesday podcast, your compliance card. I'm going to start saying thank you after every prompt now, just in case AI takes over the world. Jokes aside, now let's get into the story. Vijay Reddy, a graduate student from Michigan, US, was just doing his homework when he reached out to Gemini for some assistance on his research about aging adults. What he expected was a helpful reply with some information or guidance. Instead, he received a message that was chilling and completely inappropriate. It wasn't just a random glitch. This was an AI system generating hostile, harmful content. The message was something no one should ever receive, especially not from an AI that's supposed to help. Viday's sister, Sumedha, was there with him when this happened. She said they were both in shock. It wasn't just the content of this message that was disturbing, it was the fact that an AI, something they trusted, sent it. After the incident, Viday took immediate action. He decided to file a case against Google, claiming the message caused emotional distress and violated the safety of users like himself. And this isn't just about one isolated event. This is about a system that's supposed to be helpful, but could potentially harm. Now, let's talk about the emotional impact this can have. For someone like Viday, who was just trying to get some homework done, receiving something like this can be completely jarring. But let's be real. This could have been much worse for someone who was already dealing with personal struggles or mental health issues. The emotional distress from receiving a message like that can have a long-lasting effect. Viday spoke about how it affected him, and his experience highlights a deeper issue. AI is becoming such a big part of our lives, and we are trusting these systems with personal information, homework assignments, and even mental health support. What happens when AI crosses a line? What happens when AI sends a harmful message instead of helping? There are questions that need answers. Google, of course, came out with a statement after the incident. They apologized for the message, calling it a nonsensical output from their Gemini. They promised that they would work on improving the system to prevent something like this from happening again. But here's the problem. Is that enough? This isn't the first time AI caused a stir. Earlier this year, another Google AI made a bizarre statement about eating rocks as a source of vitamin. And we have all heard about the other incidents where AI systems have recommended harmful advice or said inappropriate things. Google says they'll fix it, but we need to ask, what does fixing really mean? AI systems learn from massive data sets, and even though Google can tweak things in the short term, the larger issue is that these systems still have the potential to say things that are harmful or misleading. We need more than just a quick fix or a vague apology. We need proper accountability. The big question here isn't just about one message or one incident. It's about the broader impact that AI having on society. For example, think about mental health support. Many people now use AI-driven tools for counseling or guidance. But if an AI system can send out harmful messages or give poor advice, that's a serious problem. It could make someone's mental health situation worse instead of better. So, who's responsible when AI go rough? If a human being said something like this, they would be held accountable, right? They would face legal consequences, emotional harm claim, and even public backlash. But when AI makes a mistake, it's not so clear cut. We can't just blame the technology. We have to look at the companies that create and manage those systems. In this case, Google is stepping up and saying they will fix the problem, but we need to think bigger. There needs to be a system of accountability for AI. Right now, tech companies have very little external oversight. They are free to create and deploy AI systems without clear rules for when they make mistakes. it's time for stronger regulations around AI. Maybe there need to be a standard for how AI systems could operate and a process for companies to be held accountable when those systems cause harm. This incident with Gemini is a wake-up call. It shows us while AI can be helpful, it also has the potential to cause real harm if it's not carefully controlled and regulated. So what's the solution here? It's simple. Better regulation. So what do you think? How do you feel about it? AI's growing presence in our lives. Do you think it's time for stricter regulations? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We would love to hear what you have to say. Thanks for tuning into Mindsync podcast. If you found this useful, follow us for more such useful information. Until that, stay compliant, stay informed.